Good afternoon. The last class we discussed the concept of compound bar, the compatibility conditions, and also we solved two numerical problems on compound bar. Let us consider another problem in compound bar. A composite section is made up of steel tube 100 millimeter made up of steel tube 100 millimeter internal diameter and 120 millimeter external diameter. Fitted inside the brass tube of 140 millimeter internal diameter and 160 millimeter external diameter. The assembly is subjected to compressive load of 500 kilonewton find the load carried by the tubes and the stresses generated in them full stop. The length of tube is is 1500 millimeter. Take Young's modulus of steel is equal to 210 GPa. And Young's modulus of brass is equal to 100 GPa. So let us quickly go through the problem and understand the problem. Then if you can able to write the figure for the given compound bar system, from the figure you can easily take out the diameters, and that helps in calculating cross sectional areas. Here a composite section is made up of a steel tube 100 millimeter internal diameter and 120 millimeter external diameter fitted inside a brass tube of 140 millimeter internal diameter and 160 millimeter external diameter. The assembly is subjected to compressive load of 500 kilonewton. For this, asked to find the load carried by the tubes and stresses generated in them. Of course, the given length here 1500 millimeter, given Young's modulus of both the material. So here there are two tubes, one is a steel tube, another one is a brass tube. Steel tube is inserted inside the brass tube, and these two tubes are made as a compound bar with suitable end plates, and this composite bar member is subjected to compressive load of 500 kilonewton, asked to find the stresses generated in them. So there shall not be any confusion that so both the members are the hollow circular section, and there is no contact between the tubes, because the diameters of both the tubes are different. They are not touching with each other. Even if they place freely inside the brass tube, they are not touching with each other. To make them as a compound bar, a composite member, we have to place rigid plates at both the top and bottom. Then only it can be subjected to a compressive load. Let us draw the figure for this condition first. A steel tube 100 millimeter internal diameter and 120 millimeter external diameter. This is steel tube. If you consider cross section of the tube, it will be like this. Is fitted inside the brass tube of 140 millimeter internal diameter, 140 millimeter internal diameter, and 160 millimeter external diameter. So let us hatch this in different direction, because tubes are of different materials. To make it as a compound bar, how can we make it as compound bar? We can make it like this. So if you draw the longitudinal section of this tube, it can be arranged like this. For easy understanding, you can hatch it in the same direction as we hatched it in the cross section. This is a brass tube. Steel tube. It is subjected to a compressive load of 500 kilonewton. So these tubes are connected by means of a thin plate of negligible weight like this. So now it is, you can see here. So this is a composite bar. So the tubes are connected by means of rigid plates on either end. And in section you can see here, given the material, we can write this is 100 millimeter internal diameter, and external diameter of the steel tube is 120 millimeter. Next, internal diameter of the brass tube is 140 millimeter. And the external diameter of the brass tube is 160 millimeter. Here writing figure itself is an important thing here. If you write figure like this systematically, you can easily understand. Then after understanding, you can write the given data. Write the given data, given steel, it is you use small letter to inside diameter. ds is equal to 100 millimeter, capital ds is equal to 120 millimeter. Then small db brass bar is equal to 140 millimeter. Then capital db is equal to 160 millimeter. Then Young's model, it is subjected to a load of 500 kilonewton, that is equal to 500 into 10 power 3 Newton. Young's modulus of steel ES is equal to 210 GPa given. It is 210 into 10 power 3 Newton per millimeter square. This is for our convenience. And Young's modulus of brass is equal to 100 into 10 power 3 Newton per millimeter square. Of course, given length LS is equal to LB, that is equal to 1500 millimeter. It is asked to find the load carried by the tubes. PS is equal to question mark, PB is equal to question mark, FS is equal to question mark, FB is equal to question mark. Now, first calculate the cross-sectional areas of the tubes. Cross-sectional areas steel AS is equal to, area of steel is equal to pi by 4 into ds square minus dis square. It is pi by 4 into 120 square minus 100 square. So we will get cross sectional area of steel as 3455.75 millimeter square. Next, for brass, area of brass is equal to, again pi by 4 into dB square minus dB square. Pi by 4 into 160 square minus 140 square. Solving will get 4712 millimeter square. So the length of the tubes is same. Now let us apply the compatibility condition. Next line, since strain in both the materials is same, comma, Fs by Es, you can write like this, is equal to strain, longitudinal strain Fs by Es is equal to Fb by Eb. Therefore, Fs is equal to Es by Eb into Fb, that is equal to Es, it is 210 to 10 power 3 divided by 100 into 10 power 3. So, we will get 2.1 times of Fb. This is the first stage. Next, to calculate the load carried by the tubes, first we need to calculate stresses induced in steel and brass, then we can easily calculate the load carried by steel and brass tubes. Further, total load coming on the tube is equal to composite tube, P is equal to load carried by steel plus load carried by the brass, that is P is equal to FSAS plus FBAB, that is 500 into 10 power 3 is equal to Fs is equal to 2.1 times Fb into AS 3455.75 plus Fb into AB 4712.38. So, the only unknown here is Fb, therefore, Fb is equal to 41.77 Newton per millimeter square, and Fs is equal to 2.1 times of 41.77, that is equal to 87.71 Newton per millimeter square. Once we know the stresses generated in the tubes, we can easily calculate load carried by the tubes. Next, lastly, load carried by the tubes, that is Ps is equal to Fs into As, that is equal to 87.71 into area 3455.75. So, Ps is equal to 303.14 kilonewton or into 10 power 3 Newton, and Pb is equal to Fb into AB, that is equal to Fb is 41.77 into AB 4712.38, that is equal to for this problem we can add one more unknown value, that is required value. Given length of the tubes as 1500 millimeter, it is 1.5 meter length. They may also ask to calculate the changes in length of tube. Changes in length of tube in case of compound bar, we use the compatibility condition that it is the strain in both the materials will be same and strain in different materials will be same. When strain in different materials will be same and there is the change in length is also same. Hence, here changes in length of tube will be same, that is delta LS is equal to delta LB, that is equal to delta L. If you calculate, if you substitute values for any one, it will be the same for other material. Delta LS, suppose if you consider steel, delta LS is equal to PS LS divided by AS ES, that is equal to the P value we calculated here, it is 303.14 into 10 power 3. LS means length of both the tubes will be same, 1500. That divided by area of steel is 3455.75, and Young's modulus of steel is 210 into 10 power 3. Solving this will get change in length. The same will get same change in length even if you substitute for brass. So like this you can solve for stresses induced and the load carried by different material in compound bar or composite bar, even if the materials are of hollow cylindrical section. Now let us consider another interesting problem. A weight of 390 kilonewton is supported by a short column of 250 millimeter square section the column is reinforced with the 8 steel bars of cross sectional area (2,500 millimeter square). Full stop. Find the stress in steel and concrete if Young's modulus of steel is equal to 15 times of Young's modulus of concrete. Full stop. Next line. If stress in concrete must not exceed 4.5 meganewton per millimeter square, what area of steel, what area of steel is required, steel is required in order that column may support a load of 480 kilonewton. A weight of 390 kilonewton is supported by a short column 250 millimeter square in section. Just let us draw the cross section of the column. The cross section of the column is 250 millimeter square. It is a square column. The column is reinforced with 8 steel bars of cross sectional area 2500 millimeter square. Of course, here showing the bars is a name shake, and that won't serve the purpose, any purpose, because they given the cross sectional area of steel. Anyway, it is given. Let us show the cross sectional area, that is that bars. There are 8 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars on all the sides provided. You can also write here, just by showing for the only 2 bars, it is 8 bars. For this, asked to find the stress in steel and concrete, given ES is equal to 15 times of EC. Young's modulus of steel is equal to 15 times of Young's modulus of concrete. Next, if the stress in concrete must not exceed 4.5 mega Newton per meter square, it is not millimeter square, mega Newton per meter square, what area of steel is required in order that column may support a load of 480 kilonewton? For the given cross sectional area of the column, to begin with, it is loaded with 390 kilonewton, and for that the cross sectional area required was 2500 millimeter square. For this, asked to find the stresses induced in steel and concrete. For the same cross sectional area, if we increase the load coming on the column as 480 kilonewton, and for the same cross section area of the column, same material, and the same steel, and the stresses in concrete must not exceed 4.5 mega Newton per meter square, what area of steel is required to support this load? So you can easily say that it is, see, when cross sectional area of the column is same for both 390 kilonewton load and 480 kilonewton load, when load is 390 kilonewton acting on the column, the area of cross sectional area of steel required was 2500 millimeter square. If the load coming on the column is increased from 390 to 480, definitely the area of cross section of the steel required will be more. To resist more load, more cross section area of steel is required. With this concept, let us solve the problem in 2 stages. Next, to begin with, P is equal to load coming on the column, P is equal to 390 kilonewton, that is equal to 390 into 10 power 3 Newton. Next, area of steel, AS is equal to 2500 millimeter square, and area Young's modulus of steel is equal to 15 times of Young's modulus of concrete. For this, asked to find the stresses induced Fs is equal to question mark and Fc is equal to question mark. Now, knowing the cross section of the column, we can and knowing the cross sectional area of steel, we can decide the cross sectional area of concrete. Cross sectional area of concrete that is AC is equal to 2500 multiplied by 2500 minus area of steel that we discussed already in the last class. Cross sectional area of the concrete is equal to cross sectional area of the column minus cross sectional area of the steel, that is equal to 250 into 250 minus 2500. So, cross sectional area of concrete is equal to 60,000 millimeter square. So, again it is a compound bar. You can write it is for compatibility. Or the same dialog you can write, since strain in both the material is same, or strain in both the material that is Fs by Es is equal to Fc by Ec. Fs is equal to Es by Ec into Fc, that is Fs is equal to Es is equal to 15 times of Ec, that divided by Ec into Fc. So, Ec gets cancelled, that is therefore Fs is equal to 15 times of Fc. So, whenever they give the Young's modulus in terms of other, we can write like this after understanding. Next, further, for compatibility, P is equal to Ps plus Pc, that is P is equal to Fs As plus Fc Ac. It is P is 390 into 10 power 3 is equal to Fs is 15 times of Fc into area of steel 2500 plus write Fc as it is into 60,000. Solving this, we will get Fc is equal to 4 Newton per millimeter square and Fs is equal to 60 Newton per millimeter square. This is first stage of the problem. Afterwards, when the load is increased to here, it is P is equal to 480 kilonewton, that is equal to 480 into 10 power 3 Newton. Then Fs is equal to 15 times of Fc because the same cross sectional area of the column. Next, stress in concrete must not exceed 4.5 meganewton per meter square, that is equal to 4.5 Newton per millimeter square. For this, ask to find area of steel. Do not make confusion with the already area of steel is given. What is the area of steel? So, this area of steel is to resist the new load of 480 kilonewton. Next, knowing stress in steel in terms of concrete, We can easily calculate here stress in steel also. So here Fs is equal to 15 times of 4.5, that is equal to 67.5 Newton per millimeter square. Next, further P is equal to, again same condition, P is equal to Ps plus Pc, that is P is equal to Ps means Fsas plus Fcac. P is 480 into 10 power 3 is equal to Fs 67.5 into As is unknown plus Fc 4.5 into Ac. Here area of concrete is not known, area of column is known, area of concrete is not known because we don't know area of steel. Hence, we have to write area of concrete in terms of steel only. That multiplied by 250 into 250 minus As. So there shall not be any confusion here. Area of concrete, this area of concrete is different from this 60 area of concrete which you already calculated, because this area of concrete is based on the area of steel given 2500 millimeter square, whereas to resist the load of 480 kilonewton, it is asked to calculate area of steel required. So when area of steel is required, it is differ, we don't know the area of concrete exactly. For that we have to write area of the column, cross sectional area of the column minus area of steel, because area of steel itself is the unknown quantity. So in this expression the only unknown is As, we can easily calculate. We have P, we have stress in steel, we have stress in concrete, and then we don't know the this what is that area of steel. Solving this you will get we get area of steel is equal to 3154.76 millimeter square. See here, this is what we discussed earlier. When load coming in the column is 390 kilonewton, area of steel required was 2500 millimeter square. When load is increased to 480 kilonewton on the same cross sectional area of the column, to resist this increased load, definitely the area of steel required must be more, like that we discussed. After solving, we got the increased value of area of steel, hence it's okay. So like this we can solve a problem, depends upon the requirements. So with this we will conclude this class. We will meet in the next class for solving one or two more extra problem on this compound bar.